Do a quick little video on tapping today. Took some feet off in an old couch that we just threw out. And our evaporator for maple syrup, we move it around so it's uneven ground. So I'm going to take these feet and use them under the evaporator. So the feet on the evaporator are flat plate, so we're going to drill a hole and tap. So first thing I did was figure out what size bolt I had, and that happened to be 5/16. You could measure it. You could try a 5/16 nut, and that's what I did. So that fits on there perfectly. So the next thing we're going to do is figure out, do we have coarse or fine thread? So I have a 5/16 16 tap here, and if you hold that on the bolt and that fits in there perfectly, there's no wiggle, okay, that's the tap you want. So if we go to our little drill chart, we're going to be looking right here. So we're going to have 5/16 16, and that is in F bit. So we're going to come over here into our drill bit selection, and we have letter drills, we have fractional drills, and we have number drills, and they're all different sizes. That chart calls for an F drill. So we're going to come down here, select our F drill. I've already got that in the drill itself. So there's three main types of taps. You've got your tapered tap, you've got a plug tap, bottoming tap. We're going to use the tapered tap. It's the easiest one to get started, and it will line itself up. So we've got a few options now to how we're going to do that after we do our hole. We've got a ratcheting T-handle, we've got a tap wrench, or we can go with a set of square sockets made just for taps. For what little bit we got to do, I'm going to go with this ratcheting T-handle. Not all of them ratchet. I'm fortunate to have one that does ratchet. So we'll go over and mark out our thing and drill and tap. So I've decided I want to be 1.5 inches in and 1.5 inches up. And that's just rough measurements. So I'm going to guesstimate my elevation. I'm going to scribe a line for my 1.5 inches over. It's going to come 1.5 inches up using the center mark. I'm going to put a nice little prick punch mark in there. Next thing we're going to do with our F bit, I'm going to line that up. I'm going to make sure my drill is 90 degrees to the face this way and 90 degrees this way, so our hole goes straight through. There, we're through. I'm going to take some tapping fluid. Put a little bit on that tap to start with. Check that out, make sure we're good and square. A little ways in, a little ways out, break that chip off. Now you can continue in and then out to break the chip. And then we're most of the way through this plate. That's just a little tiny plate here. So if you're using a tapered tap like we are here, run it through most of the way, because them threads are tapered. You want to get a good fit all the way. Run that out. Make sure you clean your tap, and that's all tapped. So these are the feet that we're going to be putting on the evaporator today. So that's drilled and tapped. I've got my stem out there. I'm going to use this 5/16 nut as a jam nut and also a standoff. This evaporator is pretty well insulated. It's not going to get hot enough to bother these wooden feet. And now when we bring that out and set it on the ground, I can adjust these 4 feet and get this evaporator so it's perfectly level.